top of the backboard. So the ball back to Houston with 1:09 left in the first, and the Knicks leading by 2.
Well, Carl Herrera 5 for 6 in game 1. This one really a little bit outside his range, but able to get it down. And going the other way, John Starks raised up from beyond the arc, and Pat Riley looked at him right away, gave him that little signal, put the ball on the floor and drive it to the basket. Just a reminder to John Starks, who has played very well in this first quarter.
Rest period coming up here for Patrick Ewing. He's 2 for 5 from the field, 4 points. Charles Smith is back up front with Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley. Cassell backing his way against Harper. Just under 1 minute left in this first quarter. Anthony Mason now guarding Akeem Olajuwon. The ball is knocked away. Starks able to pick it up. Triple teamed and fouled.
Houston's number 7.
Herrera with his first foul. And the Rockets are over the line.
Well, this ball knocked loose by Anthony Mason, and John Starks all over it. Quick as a cat, diving for it, making sure he picks up the ball, ready to corral it. And he is surrounded by those 3 Rockets and winds up on the free throw line. Before that Carl Herrera jump shot, the Rockets had been 1 for 10 from the field. One of the reasons why they're not getting a lot of fast break opportunities. First of all, the Knicks are executing very well at their end of the floor, making their share of baskets, but even the field goals that they miss, they have good rebounding opportunities, and they also have good floor balance for transition defense, preventing those Rocket fast break chances.
You just saw Greg Anthony step onto the court for the first time. Knicks lead 24-20. Anthony pressing Cassell, moves it across and then falls down, lost it. Cassell recaptures, able to get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell played on a switch momentarily by Smith. Starks trying to draw the foul and succeeded. Hugh Hollins with the call. It's an offensive foul.
John Starks looked like he was clearly beaten on this play, as Maxwell seemed to have head and shoulders by, but John does a terrific job. He did not have head and shoulders by, but John Starks was moving backwards as the contact was made. Excellent effort by John Starks. Nevertheless, it should have been a foul on him.
But instead, it's on Vernon Maxwell, who collects his second and sits down. Mario Elie checking in for the first time. This first quarter winding down. 3-second differential between the game clock and the 24. Knocked out of bounds by the Rockets, down to 13 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Knicks 24 and the Rockets 20. Game 2 of the best of 7. Game 3 coming up at Madison Square Garden in New York on Sunday night. That was last touched by the Knicks. Good play by Elie to confuse the passing situation.
Well, the pressure always intensifies in this situation. Shot clock at 10, underneath out of bounds play, and the defense just gets a little bit tighter and tougher, which means you have to execute the play better. You've got to set a better screen and come off sharper. The Knicks did not do that, as John Starks wound up deep in the corner and really gave Charles Smith no opportunity to pass the ball to him, and Charles Oakley, when he stepped back out, did not give a good passing angle as well.
They are attempting to readjust the clock because no one touched that inbounds pass.
This is where Sam Cassell likes to spread the floor and see if he can't get in the lane and create something.
And here comes Cassell with that hesitation dribble. Double team. Played well. Charles Smith came over to help out to break it up. So they stop Cassell. Anthony gets it off. Too late.
No shot. Here in the first quarter.
Houston shooting only 9 of 21. In this opening quarter, John Starks 2 of 3 from the field, 8 points in all, and the Knicks with a 24-20 lead on the Rockets after 1. We'll be back at the Summit in a moment. Second quarter underway. Knicks 10 of 19 from the field. In the first quarter, they lead by 4. And it is Mason against Olajuwon. Nice pass for Cassell. Sam Cassell with Akeem Olajuwon to bring the Rockets within 2. John Starks, Greg Anthony in the backcourt. Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, Charles Smith up front. Now at the Knick offensive end, Olajuwon is guarding Ewing. Now Ewing facing a double team. Starks with the fake on Elie. Ewing again off a double team. Rebounded by Bullard. Matt Bullard not given the shot by Charles Smith. They respect that outside touch. The 6'7" Anthony Mason going up against Akeem Olajuwon. And Olajuwon continues to have problems with Mason.
And Mason did a good job of pushing him out and staying up on his right hand and just forcing Olajuwon to change that shot ever so slightly.
Starks got the step, and then he saw Ewing and he threw in a crowd. Here comes Ellie. Anthony back. And Anthony called for the block. Ellie went flying amidst the photography crew.
Allen's going New York's number 50.
Mario Ellie, like Kenny Smith, a New York area product, attended Parham Memorial High School in Manhattan. Here comes Mario on the break.
Off that deflection by Bullard to start this fast break, but Greg Anthony doing a good job of shading him off the play there. You normally expect either a crossover or spin dribble and a play taken right to the rim. Good defensive job by Anthony.
Olajuwon has missed his last 5 shots. Ellie tried to dump it off. Last touch by Hubert Davis, who just checked in. The Knicks looking for some consistent shooting from Hubert Davis, who just replaced John Starks. Hubert only 1 of 6 from the field the other night. Olajuwon again forced out. 5 on the shot clock. Olajuwon lost his balance, and it's thrown away.
Anthony Mason guessing right here as Olajuwon with a little fake right go left. He's got an excellent foot fake there, but Anthony Mason just not going to go for it here as he's able to get in his path, force Olajuwon to lose his footing.
Double team on Ewing, pops it out. Open shot for Smith. Well done by the Knicks, swinging the ball off the Houston double team. And
the times that New York has done that in this series and throughout the playoffs and throughout the season, they do get good shots.
Charles Smith with the block, and it was last touched by Mario Ellie, and a timeout is called with 9:44 remaining in this first half. The Knicks 26, the Rockets 22. Earl Herrera and Hubert Davis on the jump. Ellie able to retrieve. Ori, Olajuwon, and Herrera up front. Ellie and Cassell at the guard. Off the foot of Olajuwon, who's now guarded by Smith. But he was momentarily. Mason is back on him. Olajuwon was fouled. It counts. Yes, and it counts. The hack called on Mason.
On the last 2 times that Olajuwon was facing up Mason got the best of him. During that last timeout, Hannah Storm heard Rudy Tomjanovich say, we want to get the ball inside to Akeem against Mason, whether he fronts him or whether he plays behind. This time forced to take the fadeaway, but hacked on the wrist as Pat Riley giving it to the officials.
3-point play for Akeem. 10 points in all. The Knicks 26, the Rockets 25. Knicks have hit only 1 of the last 8 shots after the good shooting first quarter. Chant of defense. They doubled up on Mason. Shot clock at 6. Davis had to force it, and it was fouled by Cassell.
And all of that precipitated by the trap that the Rockets have been using after free throws. It really looks like a 3-2 zone. They're double teaming the ball, not letting the ball handler get a good look to make an initial pass into the middle of the defense. And when they ran that defense the other night, the Knicks were 0 for 7. So I'm sure New York will see it until they solve it.
Hubert Davis making it back from a broken bone in his shooting hand, missing 25 games. Regular season average 11 per game. Averaged just under 24 minutes per game, but the numbers falling off here in the playoffs. He has not shot well in the playoffs. And Hubert only 1 of 6 from the floor Wednesday night in game 1. The Knicks lead is 2. The Knicks have left.